Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. Here again with Phil. This is an episode we're recording right after the two that we did on the two spirits that Phil bought. And this is for a drink that I wanted us to review that could be kind of good or kind of chaotic. Mainly because it's a beer, and it's in a can that I've had in my fridge for a while that has been dropped and shaken up a little bit, so it could fizz all over the floor, which is why I got my particularly tatty tea towel here to soak up any of the excess liquids. And the beer in particular that we're looking at is a Japanese beer. This is Sapporo Premium Black Beer. Now, I've had their lager before, Sapporo, and they do make really good beer. They're like one of Japan's premium breweries. And it says here it's a perfectly balanced blend of roasted dark malts with refined hop bitterness. This is one bold lager with an uncommonly smooth finish. So I was thinking this was probably going to be a stout from the description on the can, but from the sounds of things, it sounds like it's a lager.
It does, yeah. The colours make it look like a stout, but the shape of the can makes it look like a lager.
One thing I will say from the offset is that this has got one of the most striking and sort of visually distinctive beer cans I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen anything like this. Like, what do you think? Because the Japanese have always had a spirit, in my opinion, of making their alcohol packaging look really stylish. But what do you think? Because that looks really nice to me.
I have to agree. I think it is. It's a great combination of Japanese design with European lettering, and I think apart from the shape of the can, in terms of its almost beer glass shape, the way that it's kind of ridged and almost pleated, you can sort of see it in the reflection in the camera here. That just makes it really fun to hold, and it's less likely to slip out. Yeah, so it would have been so much easier for them, I'm sure, to have it in just a straight cylinder shape, but they didn't do that, and got to respect that. I do like the monochrome thing, and the monochrome with gold star. That is a good look.
That's a big visual motif of Sapporo as well.
Yeah, it's a very nice, understated but quite impactful design. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with 8 out of 10 for the presentation.
I might actually go for a 9, just because it's one of the nicest looking beer cans I've ever seen, and it's so visually distinctive as well that I kind of have to give it that rating. There's like something about it that I'm not sure about. Like, I think the design of like the can at the top is a little bit strange for me, but like that's just nitpicking really. So I think I'll go with a 9 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't disagree. Alright, so
I'm trying to remember how much this was as well. I bought this in a little Asian supermarket. I think it was, can't remember. I think it was a bit pricier because it was, to be fair, imported, and it's quite a distinct beer. But I think it was probably somewhere in the region of like 4 to 6 quid, I think. But anyway, why don't you grab the 2 Titanic brewery glasses so we can have this in a proper receptacle, and I'll try and. Oh, okay, it's not too fizzed up then, actually. I was panicking way too much.
That's a bit of an anticlimax now. I'm not very...
Not bad noise, but not very distinctive.
Yeah, it's a very sort of smooth and sweet note.
What the...
Is it jet black? That is nice. I've never seen a black lager before. That's like the sort of Japanese thing of dyeing your teeth black, or using squid ink for everything in your cooking to make it all black.
Well, I've seen squid ink ramen before, and that always looks quite visually distinctive.
I'd like to give it a try. I'm sure squid ink tastes quite good.
Right, there you go.
Thanks, awfully.
So what is this?
It looks like a stout as well, and even the sort of gold caramelly colour of the bubbles at the top looks more stouty than lagery.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Yeah, it's
and it smells like a stout too. It's
maybe they just have different linguistic distinctions for like beer and stout in Japan, maybe. But I mean, I know for example, like in Japan, cider is kind of referred to in the same way that Americans do, where it's like normal apple juice is referred to as cider, spelled quite commonly with Y instead of the IDER. But like alcoholic cider, as we would know it, as just cider, can be referred to as hard cider. I don't know if it's the case in Japan in all circumstances where that's applicable, but at least as far as I'm aware, it's quite common in the States and also Japan as well. So Interesting colour, yeah. Like you said, it's kind of
Mm.
like a cross between like a cola, a stout, and a lager. It looks
Yeah.
very visually distinctive.
Because I mean, the thing that makes something a lager isn't so much the brewing process; it's how it's stored. So they essentially, made a stout and then stored it like a lager.
I mean, that's something I found out quite a lot actually when I was doing the Carling history video, where I found out that originally Carling, when they came over to Canada, or when they were founded there, they originally started off with like dark beers and like stouts and sort of like porters and stuff like that, and only later on did they move on to lager. So I wonder if it's a similar process that they used to realise how they could produce lagers by storing them differently. But
Maybe.
interesting nose. Couldn't really tell much of it in the
No.
can, so I can't. My findings of the nose in the can, I think, were a bit inconclusive. But in the glass,
It's very nutty.
very nutty, but also kind of like it has got a bit of a wheaty, lagery smell
Yeah,
to it, which
that's
is quite
fair.
weird. But it's not like the
No.
it's not like the two flavours in the nose kind of clash against each other. They actually complement each other kind of all right. It's a weird nose, but
Sure.
I don't know. I kind of enjoy it.
I like it too. It could be that the Japanese are using a slightly different kind of grain, because I know that Japanese rye grains are a sort of different colour from European ryes. So, I think lagers are made with rye, aren't they, or are they exclusively wheat? I'm not sure.
I think they can be made with one or the other. I'll put like a distinction or like a clarification up on the screen at this point, but I think it depends on the type of lager that you're making.
Okay.
So I know there's I can't remember exactly why, but there's a distinct reason. For example, like Czech Pilsner is so different from lager in the rest of Europe, so it could be something like that. But yeah, nice nose though.
Nice.
Very deep, kind of almost a little bit chocolatey as well.
I know, I was thinking that. It almost reminds me of a chocolate stout or a chocolate porter.
Really good nose actually. Yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 to be honest.
Yeah, same.
Really
I
good
like
nose.
it. It's not what I expected, but I like it.
Weird nose, but very like you said, really nice. But anyway, have ourselves a quick palate cleanser of water before we see what this
Yeah.
tastes like. Alright,
Okay.
now on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what this sucker tastes like. So, to everyone at home, hope you have a good week ahead, and again, Merry belated Christmas.
Merry
Cheers.
Christmas. Cheers.
Oh my god, yeah, the
Yeah.
texture,
It's very lagery texture, but it's not.
that's really strange and unique.
Yeah.
It tastes almost like a smooth, semi-bitter cocoa-y stout.
Yeah.
But like you said, the texture is virtually completely what you would expect from a lager. It's not like a stout or a porter
No.
texture in any sense. The mouthfeel is pretty much exactly like a standard Japanese wheat lager.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really,
Yeah.
really interesting actually.
And the aftertaste almost reminds me a bit of Harvey's Best Bitter.
Yeah, it's really strange. It's got like a weird mix of like the deepness of like Irish stout, the kind of sort of like hoppiness of American beer, the
Carameliness of a London porter.
the finish of like a British bitter, and then like the flavour, the underlying flavour profile and texture of a Japanese lager.
Yeah.
It's like such an interesting mix of like different cultural brewing. At least it feels to me
Yeah.
like it's a different mixture of different brewing styles, but like kind of combined together in a way that's like so unique and so interesting that it kind of creates a very serene kind of like sum of its parts that is actually like a really nice drinking experience.
Definitely. I'd be interested to find out more about the history of Sapporo Company, because obviously the Japanese took Tsingtao from the Germans in 1914.
Yeah.
Well, they obviously got they would have taken some of the resources from the Tsingtao brewery, and obviously Tsingtao is still a Chinese company now. But I have to imagine they took some influence from the German brewing that they would have got as a result of taking Tsingtao.
Yeah, that makes sense actually, because there is some ways in which I feel like, not in all cases and not like in a particularly big way, but I do feel like there is some similarities between Japanese and German beer, particularly in terms of lagers more than anything. But like,
Probably.
this is such a unique beer. It's
Yeah.
really strange, but like in such a nice way.
Yeah, I love it. I would get this again, definitely.
Smooth texture, smooth mouthfeel,
Yeah. Just the right amount of fizz.
like simple but like interesting, and it's a simple enough flavour that like most people I can imagine could like this, even if they don't usually like dark beers.
Yeah.
But it's complex enough where it's like it makes you think about it, and you're just like, ooh, that's a bit weird and out there. But like, I think we are also talking about this from a obviously predominantly Western drinking culture, experience, and perspective. But at least from my perspective, anyway, like it is actually like one of the most unique dark beers I've ever had. I'm trying to think where to place this on the numbering scale.
I know, I'm struggling as well.
It's not like similar to the mead that we reviewed in the last video. It's not like anything I've ever had in this particular alcohol group. Like that was unlike any mead I've ever had. This is unlike any dark beer I've ever had. It's really distinct in of itself.
Yeah. I'm going to just because we were generous last time. I'm in a generous mood. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Could be persuaded to go up to a 9 actually.
Let's see.
It's not quite my favourite beer, but it's good. I like it.
I'm going to go around that mark as well. I think. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go 8.5 out of 10 as well.
Okay.
I think there is just something about it which is preventing it from being like a 9 out of 10. But like as it is, it's truly special. Like it's definitely recommend serving it chilled and in a cold glass. But like. It's just so unique that for any beer drinkers, whether you're first time or experienced beer drinkers, I recommend going out of your way to get this because it is really special.
If ever I go to Japan, I'm going to get some Sapporo beer.
Yeah, definitely. Even their more lager is really good actually, to be fair.
Climb to the top of Mount Fuji, have some of this. That sounds like a good plan.
With some like vegetable yakisoba noodles.
Oh yeah. The cold ones, cold yakisoba.
Yeah, with some miso soup on the side,
And you could have the thing where they do the beef, the raw beef, and you dunk it in the boiling water.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
So
good.
That would be cool. To be fair, if I went to Japan, I might have to give up the vegetarianness.
Just
because there's just so much good-looking meat there.
Yeah, just to try yakitori and stuff like that.
Actually, I don't know that I want the yakitori. I'm not a huge chicken person. But, I'd love some proper beef and some of their bear meat and.
I tell you what, you should try actually. I know it's not up everyone's alley, but I absolutely love Japanese style teriyaki eel, like grilled and just served on top of some rice with some pickles on the side. It's just. It's good stuff.
We're getting a bit off topic, but a nice topic nonetheless. Yeah, I would recommend this.
Yeah.
I do actually really like the colour, and it's not too caramelly. It's not sickeningly sweet, which I thought it might be. That's one of my issues with porters.
Yeah, so I'd definitely say 8.5 out of 10. One of the most distinct beers that's ever been on this show.
Yeah.
And actually, like I think consistently, like Japan's always put out pretty good alcohol.
Definitely.
In terms of like the stuff that I've reviewed on this show, the only one that I've ever really disliked from Japan was the collaboration beer that Brewdog did with that all-female Japanese brewery in Kyoto or somewhere else, but it was like a jasmine flower pilsner. It just wasn't that nice. It wasn't terrible. It was like a 4 out of 10, but it was like not particularly great. But that's like the only beer I've ever reviewed on this show from Japan that wasn't particularly good. This though is probably like right up there. Like this is really good. I would thoroughly recommend this. Honestly, 8.5 out of 10, and it's not even like a hard decision to make. This is a good beer.
Definitely.
But if you guys liked this video, leave a like, share and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's Booze Cellar, be those drinks to review or video formats or whatever, leave those in the comment section down below. And for anyone who's been watching despite my very inconsistent upload schedule this year, I want to say thank you for your support so far this year, and I'll try and do more episodes going into 2026. But if you guys like this video, like I said, leave a like, share and subscribe. Anything else to part ways with?
No, nothing other than don't drink and drive at Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, absolutely do not. That's, despite the fact that I have to say that every year there is still so many cases of that happening in England.
So many cases, yeah.
But until next time, if you want to check out anything I do online aside from this, I'll leave the links to my social medias in the video description down below. And have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing. Don't do anything we wouldn't do. Wash your hands, drink responsibly, know your limits, and we'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar.
Bye for now.